Hello and welcome. This is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more Motorsport Manager. So it's race day. We have sunny weather predicted, and I think as far as the strategy for our drivers, after we've already done the setup for our cars, is going to be more aggressive off the line, because I did notice in practice that the tires tended to run cool on this track, although it was a practice session that had a lot of rain, and it was different tires than we were going to run, so you can't necessarily use that same information, but I'm hoping it is true. If it isn't, then we can always back off on the tires later. All right, I think we're pretty much ready to go, and I think we're still going to be back towards the back of the pack. Let's go ahead and check. Yeah, so we're 13th and 14th for our starting position. We have medium tires for Boris, soft for Mustafa to try and get them on a different pit strategy. Now, Boris has that injury, so he's going to have some issues late in the race because of his lower fitness. Okay, so we're in 13th and 16th, and looks like Mustafa has a chance here to gain some positions, which he does nicely. As a matter of fact, he's all the way up into 11th at this point, although he may get past here. Yeah, so we're back down to 13th, and that tends to happen, especially with our cars, it seems. Boris is all the way down to 20th. We do have maybe a collision happen there because we have some mechanical problems causing one guy to pit. And Boris did manage to get up to 16th. All right, let's take a look at those tire temps. It looks like we're okay. So we've got more of a gap here now, 14th and 16th. As a bunch of people had to pit there. Again, I wonder if there was some kind of collision. I'm not serious enough to get anybody, to crash, but definitely serious enough to call for a pit. Something's going on up here with the purple car here. Yeah, mechanical problems. Both purple cars having mechanical problems. And more pitting happening. I don't know. It seems like there was a lot of collisions maybe there. Tire temperature is getting warmer with Mustafa, so we might be able to tell him to back off on his tires pretty soon. We are going to have to keep a close eye on our fuel, because it's quite possible we'll run through our fuel faster than we'll run through our tires on this particular track, being a lot of straightaways. Okay, we're catching this guy. Probably we have a little bit more power than he does. Okay, we're in 11th and 12th, and there is a huge gap in between us and the cars behind us. That kind of shows you how fast this track is the pitting in the back really slowed those guys down. We're really fighting here for 10th. I feel like we'll eventually catch this guy. I'm going to back off on our tires with Mustafa, because he is nicely, his temperature's in a nice spot. Don't want to get it too warm here. How's the weather going? It's just cloudy, no predicted rain. Okay, good. We get up into 10th. You know what? I think I'll keep him on a push just to make sure he gets his tires in at a different time than Boris. And Boris is now behind the guy in 11th. Hopefully we'll be able to pass him. There is a yellow flag, no overtaking. I don't know. There was a crash, so this is not going to be a safety car situation. It was only a very... oh, wow, we're in first and second already? All right. I think at this point, I'm going to go ahead and back off on those tires, at least with Mustafa. Still trying to get the temperature up in the tires of Boris's car. Medium tires, I think, have a little bit harder time keeping temperature. All right, I think we can at least go around one more time here, if not more than that. Again, I'm going to have to keep an eye on fuel here, and I have to also consider... let's go ahead and push here again. I also have to consider Boris's situation. I'm going to back off on his tires, even though he isn't quite warm enough, in my opinion. And I guess we'll pit Mustafa just to ensure that he gets in there. In theory, if we pit now, these tires could make it to the end of the race. But our fuel definitely won't. I'm just going to go ahead and take softs. We'll fuel up here. And we'll go ahead and do the faster pit because we can. And away we go. So still no forecasted rain. That's good to see. We are getting close to lapping a couple people. But again, we're going to have to pit here with Mustafa. So that's probably not going to happen. On the other hand, Boris just lapped the guy because he just pitted. Okay, now Boris, I guess I'll go ahead and tell him to push the tires. You can go neutral because you're going to have warmer tires coming out of the pit. You're probably going to get passed here by some cars. Boris, I'm going to see where he is on the track, but I think we may pit him this lap, depending on the tire life. Yeah, let's go ahead and pit him. So again, we know we're not going to be able to get around on our fuel here, so I think go to soft tires, fuel up. On pitch strategy, though, we're going to have to go balanced because he doesn't have the same benefits that Mustafa has, but his quicker refueling makes his pit just as quick. And I don't think we're going to have enough distance here to stay ahead of the pack, but now Boris is in, not Boris, Mustafa's in a little bit of a pack here and has dropped down significantly in places. Looks like he's going to drop down to possibly even 10th. Boris, I hope, will be able to stay a little bit further ahead of the pack here. Okay. Uh-oh. Must have had a collision here. Okay, so we're going to have to repair this. So he's going to come in. Hopefully we'll get in time. We'll get him some more fuel just to do it. We're going to repair his rear wing. So this is kind of a catastrophe for us, but fortunately it doesn't take too long to fix these. But he should be back close to the back of the pack. If we didn't fix this now, though, he would be all the way in the back of the pack by the time he got around again. So we got to fix it now. And we can go ahead and go to neutral here. I may push with Mustafa's here a little bit just because his tires are going to cool down while he's in those pit. Okay, so Boris is in 7th, although he looks like he may lose it. But beyond that, we've got a decent gap. All right, so Mustafa's out. Get some temperature in those tires, but then we'll probably have him back off after that. So lots of collisions. I hope that's not going to be a drive-through penalty. I didn't hear anything about a drive-through penalty, but we'll see. That did put him down into 15th, though. All right, that's probably good enough temperature. All right, well, hopefully we can make up for those bad circumstances here. As some people in front of him are pitting. He gets back up to 14th. I'm hoping somebody else had to pit because of that collision, but I don't know if that's the case or not. So we get up to 6th due to somebody pitting. Most everybody's rocking the hard tires, which should get them around the rest of the race. Speaking of race, let's go ahead and speed up time here a little bit as we continue to hammer around the track. I'm going to again have to keep an eye on the fuel. Boris does look like he might be able to grab 5th place here. And that might just be his faster tires that allow him to catch up here on the straights in particular. All right, Mustafa did manage to get up into 13th. Okay, we're at 67% with those tires. We're in 1st again. Fuel should be sufficient. Mustafa is going to manage to get past a couple people here coming out of the pit lane. Again, on this track, pitting is a lot more serious than on other tracks. Now, we are battling to keep 1st here. And as a matter of fact, both of our tires' temperatures is getting a little bit cool here, so I'm going to push a little bit. Mustafa is more than likely going to have to pit here again in a few laps. But we are all the way up into 10th with Mustafa and first with Boris, yet again. And this is where the improvement of our cars, I think, is really paying off. I think in the past, we would have gotten killed on this race because of the lack of top speed in our cars. Okay, we still have a few more laps worth of fuel. And we're looking at 15th lap here. So I think at this point, I'm going to go ahead and tell... trying to think here. Who do we have pit win? Because Mustafa's just about to get to the pit lane right now. I think I may have him wait a little bit longer, although his tires are only going to really, I think, be able to manage one more lap probably. Boris, I think we have pit. Now, they're far enough separated from each other that more than likely, if I had both of them pit right now, it wouldn't matter. Not really sure. I guess it doesn't really particularly matter with Mustafa whether we have him pit now or later. So we're going to go ahead and pick up some new soft tires, because there's only 6 laps to go and they should last. And then for the fuel, we only need about that much fuel. So we can do that fast pit, 6 seconds, not too bad. We do know we're going to lose a lot of places, though, because of this. And Boris, I think we also have pit. And we'll go with another pair of softs. We'll get him enough fuel to get around, so about that much. That's probably more than he actually needs. And then we'll do a balanced pit for him, so that's a little bit longer for him, 8 seconds. And away we go. So there goes the pit with Mustafa, which hopefully gets out fast enough to prevent losing a lot of places here, but unfortunately, no, that is not the case. But he is into 15th place, which is not too bad. Let's go ahead and go neutral here. Now, I might have been able to optimize how much fuel we're getting. Now, we are pitting at the same time as this other guy, so if we get out faster than he does, we'll get in front of him. And it does look like that is the case. Although we are getting past here, down into 4th. And I'm going to go ahead and back off here as well. Okay, we're in the last stretch here. Now the cars that just passed us may have to pit, although I guess the guy in second probably won't have to. We do have excess fuel for both of our cars, which is good to see. And we could push things with Boris, but I am going to wait until closer to the end of the race to do that, because I want to make sure we have enough fuel to get around. That's always the worst thing that can happen to you, is not having enough fuel to get around. Now, the guy that's currently in 5th, I expect also has enough fuel to get around, so we're not going to really be able to rely upon him running out of fuel or anything. Some of the cars in front of us, though, that might be the case. Boris does manage to get, not Boris, Mustafa managed to get up to 10th. Temperatures, I think we could probably push here a little bit with Mustafa's car. We're going to get up into 4th with Boris due to pitting. And the guy in second may have to pit. Okay, I think we can back off here a little bit and start pushing here. Okay, so we've got only a few laps to go. And we've got extra fuel to burn if we want to. But not yet. I'm going to wait until probably the last lap to really push this. May cost us in the end. But got a good race so far. Let's back off that. I mean, really, Mustafa's main problem is he had a collision. It's not his fault that that happened. Okay. All right, we're on the last lap. For a second there, I was like, oh man, maybe I should have been pushing there. All right, so we've got extra fuel here. Let's start burning it. And also pushing the tires here. And I guess we could stand to do that here as well. I'm not going to burn extra fuel here, though, because I don't know if I have enough to get around with Mustafa's car. And we're really attack on the last straight, probably, because I think I even have more fuel than, yeah, that. Let's really attack here. I don't think it's going to matter, but we're going to try for it. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Overtake. That's what I want. Yeah, it doesn't quite matter. And we should go ahead and go into high there. As a matter of fact, does he have a chance of passing somebody? I don't think so. We're going to try. Oh, as a matter of fact, we just did. So we do manage to get into 10th there. So 5th and 10th. I think that's one of the better performances we've had all year. Outside of the times that we had podiums early on in the season. So not too bad. I may have been able to push there with the engine more than I did. But I always want to make sure I have enough fuel. And that's another one of those things that I really wish they would improve, like actually recalculating how much fuel you have. Like when it says excess fuel, it should recalculate it if you're burning more fuel than normal, because it makes it very hard to predict how much you can push the engine. But we managed to go with a two-stop race for Boris's car and probably would have been able to pull that off with Mustafa, except for the fact that we had that collision. All right, well, there were two cars that crashed as well. See if anybody broke the rules. All right, so we actually finished in 4th and 9th because of demotions. Except I'm not actually... Oh, wow, demoted 12 places. So this guy really broke the rules. Well... I don't know. He would have finished in 3rd then, with how many places he lost. So, yeah, cheater. All right, well, we get into 4th and 9th. Almost a podium. If only there had been more rule breakers. All right, let's go ahead and continue. And as far as the driver's standings, Boris goes up slightly. Mustafa stays right where he is. And driver standings, we move up to 3rd. At least I think we moved up. And we have a few point lead here. There are still, I think, 2 races to go. So we are not for certain going to end up in 3rd. Not likely, I think, to get 1st or 2nd. Although I guess anything's possible. So as long as we don't have really catastrophic performances in the next couple of races, we should finish 5th or above, which is what we set as our goal. Okay. Now, if journalists ask me about Mustafa's performances as it being bad, I could see that. But if they ask me the same thing about Boris, I'm going to be like, what? 5th place is perfect for us. All right, well, we get some improvement in our drivers, which is good to see. And let's go ahead and continue here. So we get our bonus. Although, if I had gone with 9th or above, we could have gotten even more of a bonus, but it would have been a difference of 50,000, so I didn't think that was worth the risk. And get our driver standings and everything. All right, so typical stuff going to be in the mailbox. Who won the race? The car condition is going to take 12 hours to fix. And all the stuff. And then a scouting report. Okay, this is Lucatelli Racing's driver. Pretty good driver. All right, so it's going to be 17 days before the next race happens. And it's quite possible that Boris will be hurt for the rest of the season because this will last another 4 weeks. And depending on when the next race is, he might not recover. He might recover just before it. We'll have to see. In any case, let's go ahead and take a look at the car. Well, actually, we have to repair first. There we go. And now let's take a look at our car parts. All right, so gearbox is at 94%. I guess we could continue to improve that. This is fine. Those are fine. Would I rather make something more reliable outside of that? I guess we could make the suspension more reliable. And what else we got? Anything else below 92% or around about that number that we're currently using? Because we could have more reliable brakes here instead. And this will only probably improve marginally, these parts, but they're high enough that I think that we'll be able to get through the races without needing to really improve them. I'm probably only going to advance a couple days here because some of these parts are only a couple to a few points away, and we're now full on improving them. Okay. Got a sponsor that's going to come up. All right. I'll take a look at that once we've got more sponsors to look at. So again, I'm going to probably be pausing here often just so we don't waste time improving parts that don't need it. We do have something coming up here. Okay, so more sponsors coming in. All right, new vote started. Okay, do we keep the bonus points for pole position? All right, it's saying the rule will benefit these 3 teams. It will not benefit these 2 teams. I don't care. Oh, I've been bribed to vote again in favor, so it doesn't really matter. I actually forgot all about that. So let's just continue. I forgot all about that. The bribe thing. But I really don't care which way this goes. So, all right. So getting rid of it, I guess, was approved. A lot of people voted for it. All right, so we'll be removing that for 2018 season, but it doesn't matter because we don't have qualifying. We'd have to vote in qualifying before that would actually matter. So, okay. Let's go back to our cars, though, and their improvement. So we're only 1 point away here from maxing out this engine. And I don't think it will pause and let me know about that, so that's why I'm pausing frequently. So we have 2 offers so far. All right, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at this one more time. All right, so we've got a little bit more. Okay, that's probably good there. We're going to have to boop, boop, back. All right, so this is maxed out at 82. So we're going to go ahead and cancel that. This is maxed out at 185. And this is almost maxed out. And that's almost maxed out. So what else do we have to improve here that we currently use? We're done there. Oh, okay. So it's saying 186, but it's not quite there yet. It's probably almost there. We've got the other engine to improve. So we'll do that. And then we've got this gearbox to improve. And then I guess we'll move on to suspension after these things. Some of these things finish off, these 2 here. And that would pretty much be it, I guess. We've maxed out all the parts that we could max out as far as that goes. Okay. Driver unhappy. We only have 2 sponsors, so we really had a couple more days here. Okay, and then we'll check on our improvement. Okay, so still not quite there. So let's just continue a couple more times. Okay. Take a look at the driver here. Another racing team's driver, pretty good driver. Yeah, it would be a necessarily bad pickup. Okay, let's go back into the car improvement screen. Okay, so we maxed out this now. So, I mean, as much as it still says I can improve the reliability, I mean, the part, I'm going to go ahead and focus on things that need more improvement. So, let's start on this suspension and get these two closer together. Then we can focus on this one later. We have 3 sponsor offers now, so that's as good as it's going to get. So 13th or above, 900,000 up front, 200,000 per race. 16th or above, 1 million up front, and then 75,000 per race. Or 14th or above, 150,000 per race. I think we go with this one and just take the upfront cash because I'm probably going to stop selecting this particular bonus, and I think the more upfront cash is worth more. Granted, there is a difference of a race that this is going to last, but let's go ahead and accept this offer and get the 1 million. And let's see what else we got. Did I check this yet? No. Okay, we're good. I'll just go ahead and let that advance. So we've got more. Got our drivers. Okay. Predator Racing Group's driver. All right, not particularly good driver. Oh, wow. Yeah, so this guy's got some bad negative penalties as well as not being particularly good. All right, now let's check the parts. We should be maxed out here. So now let's focus on the other bit of suspension. And that should be all we need to improve here. So let's do that. And again, let's just do a once over here. And we're almost done with this gearbox here too, as well as this. So we're almost maxed out the potential of all our parts. I mean, we could do some other improvement of other parts just to make sure that it's not like some kind of average thing once we end the season. We do have just these 2 races left to go. It is predicted to rain on the race day. Top speed is useful. High speed corners is crucial. That's not anything that we can improve. Acceleration is crucial. As far as our cars go, let's see where we are. So overall, we're in 7th. So we've finally improved here. We're in 6th in top speed, 6th in acceleration, 7th in deceleration, and 7th in handling. I don't know why that makes us, I guess that would make us 7th overall if we're mostly 7th, right? All right. And the brakes have improved as much as they're going to improve. So as a matter of fact, most of our things are improved as much as they're going to improve. All right, let's go ahead and continue here. All right, so we're at the first of the month. Let's take a look at our parts. So we're still working on it. None of these have actually maxed out yet. Go to the mailbox, though. So some problems there with another team. Approach for a modeling job. All right, marketability upgrade. That's good. People are always talking about how sexy he is, so I guess it's good that he eventually gets that. The marketing came in a little late, though. We already got our sponsorship selected. All right, I guess we might as well travel or go to the travel to the Black Sea time. And as a matter of fact, I think I'm going to go ahead and make sure. Good here. Go ahead and fit our parts. So, going through here, we maxed out a lot of things. So, starting with the brakes. Gustav has the best brakes here. Not Boris. Let's see. Why would he... Oh, never mind. I was reading that backwards. So, he's happy with his car. Okay, perfect. And he has the best engine. He doesn't have the best gearbox, and making that switch would make Mustafa unhappy. And he doesn't have the best suspension, and making that switch would make Mustafa unhappy. Out of curiosity, if we made him have everything the best, though, just out of my own curiosity, he's still only happy about it. Yeah, it doesn't feel like his car is better than everybody else's car. Okay, well, that's going to be the selection. All we need to do now is get Mustafa in a position where he too will be happy. And then I feel like we're kind of in the position we want to be in. I am not running the kind of team where I have somebody that's so far out ahead of the other driver. I am running a team that has the drivers too closer together. That way, if your lead driver has a bad day, you're not screwed. You have somebody else that can step up and get a decent position. Boris is clearly our better driver and does have the better car, but it's not a big gap between them. All right, well, I think this is a good point to go ahead and put a cut in the video. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouse Gunner signing out.